again. I'm Carlos Campos, and this is the Love Talk with Amish Matchmakers. And our topic this morning, if I could wake up, is going to be talking about communication, not just talking, but beneficial communication and communication that builds the relationship, not breaks it. And yes, we're going to be talking about flirting. It's a good one because flirting is very beneficial and can spark. It's a thing that sparks and keeps love alive. Here, Amish Matchmakers, we love to help you find love, keep love, and make it epic. That's our heart. That's our target. And that's why we're here. So thanks for joining me today. I know some of you are on YouTube, some of you are on Facebook. So thanks again. I always love seeing your comments, seeing the communication here too, as well with men. And yeah, it's good. It's good. Yes, there's a great talk. Hopefully today we can continue the great talk. But as you jump on, say hello. As I get started and get rolling, I probably won't address the comments because I get in a flow talking and then the comments kind of throw me off. But I will look at them at the end or take a break. I'm trying to figure out the best rhythm. So, but right now, I'm getting some coffee. How was your sleep? You guys doing good? I am grateful for you joining me and rising up early, right? Getting going and hitting it hard and seeing, testing ourselves, the men that we are becoming. Good morning on YouTube here. Good morning, Jesse. Thanks for joining me, brother. Appreciate your support, your love. So many years together we've worked and so many lives we've transformed. I am excited for we're gathering that data and numbers. I think we're up to like 26 people that we have directly influenced to help them get married, mentor them along the way. They went from single to married. So in the last 5 years, I think it was, and probably more than that, we're just gathering all the numbers. But we know for sure so far, I think we're at like 26, which is freaking awesome. 26 people to be able to contribute to seeing them go from single to married. Oh, that's pretty fun. Pretty amazing. Hey, good morning. It's interesting when I'm looking at some of these, I don't know who you are. It says Rick Yoder, but hey, good morning. You might have to tell me who you are. I see Jesse because his name shows up, but some of these are emails, so I'm not sure which person that is, but thanks for being here. Good to see you, or glad you're here. And welcome to 5 a.m., where men come together. 5 a.m. Love Talk. Today is a fun topic, talking about communication and flirting. It was one I did before, and men really appreciated it. Today we're going to talk about how to do it and some ways to enhance your relationship skills through communication, but also through flirting. What does that look like? Oh, yeah, Richard from Indiana. Hey, man. Awesome. That's really cool. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Happy holidays. Michael, or wait, Mission Picker. Hey, we networked a minute ago, but I don't want to. What are you talking about? Some of these messages, so random. But I don't want to fund your channel. How are you funding my channel? I don't know. Some of these guys put random messages, but hey, thanks for communicating on here early in the morning, whatever you're talking about, Mr. Bilbo Baggins. I guess if they want you to acknowledge them as they're talking on this channel, then I guess that's a good thing for them. I don't know, but I don't know how you're funding my channel. Did somebody send me some money and I didn't know it? Oh, but we're waking up. How was your holidays? How was Thanksgiving? And man, I had a workout yesterday. What are you guys doing for workouts? How do you maintain your health? How do you maintain um, your life in a health aspect? I know that we often talk about the three major areas you should constantly improve in is your relationships. That's what we're here talking about: confidence, communication, commitment in relationships. But also, I would say that the other two areas that are very important is your cash flow and your business, and what are you doing to create cash flow and continue to improve your finances and continue to improve your abundance and wealth. And then number third area is your health. What are you doing to be healthier, stronger, so you can protect your family, so you can be there for your grandchildren, your great grandchildren? Like, it matters. Your health matters. You matter. And so those are three major areas that we believe are important to continue to develop and continue to improve. So, good morning. And today we're talking about communication as it affects your relationship in a positive way, flirting. So, thanks for being here. Lifting heavy, eating good, walk about 5 to 10 miles a day. There you go. Good stuff, man. Thanks for commenting. And that's awesome. That's a good thing. I know I posted on my Facebook page, reposted my wife's post, Chantel. She posted Ken Mullet, man. The guy's beast out running 8 miles in the cold, snow drift all over his beard and ice all over him. And then he did 8 miles and he was telling me when he came back, then he did another 4 miles with his wife. Beast mode, man. That is no joke. And he was telling me, we were talking about it last night. He said, man, I literally had to change clothes in order to go running again with my wife because the first set of clothes were soaking wet from the snow. And I guess the snow on his body and then the heat from him running, and it just got his clothes soaking wet. That's beast mode, man. And to go another 4 miles. Come on. That's awesome. So yeah, good things. And men challenging men. If you're here, and just give a shout out. Those of you that are joining me this morning, please say hello. I love to know who you are and where you're joining me from, even what country. Give a shout out, or what state in the United States you're joining us from. Because I had a guy yesterday who joined us from uh, an hour difference. So it was like 4 in the morning. I was like, wow, impressed. And another guy who joined us and he was in Montana. So that was crazy. I was like, Montana, right? That's 2 hour difference. 3 in the morning. I think some of those guys hadn't gone to bed yet. But let's get into it, shall we? I am enjoying seeing who's here, who's joining us at 5 a.m. What coffee are you drinking? Do you drink your coffee with cream? Can you tell that I enjoy conversation? I do. So your comments and communication with me. Also tell me if you watch this replay. I'm curious how many people are watching the replay, how many men. And then later today, 7:30, we're going to try to get into the cycle and the loop too of getting my wife Chantel to give us a woman's perspective. So you can tune back in, listen to the replay later, or listen live, but to the audio as we go. But to hear a woman's perspective. It's good. It's powerful. And so, yeah, I'm trying to get this flow going. 5 a.m. with the men, 7:30, and getting the women's perspective at 7:30. Doing talking about the same topic. So, all right. Well, here we go. Beneficial communication is communication that produces good fruit. It leaves the relationship better and not worse. Okay, it's actually giving life to it. It's bringing um, a blessing to that. Beneficial communication is calm. It's honest, respectful. It's connected, clear, and purposeful. And beneficial communication is also confident, said with great confidence and with great um, posture. Even you'd be surprised how much of communication is about posture and the way you communicate. Harmful communication can be short and rushed and quick and blah. And I'll tell you, that is some of the hardest times in communication with even Chantel and I is when I'm working, I'm rushed, and I've got things I need to do, appointments, and I'm like, da 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 da. Even a little bit passive aggressive, right? Or blaming or even defensive. We got into this yesterday, talking about it. Chantel was uh, saying how important it is, yeah, for men to communicate with confidence and not be defensive and be a victim of like defending yourself, and that's where then arguments come in, right? So or even shutting down, the lack of communication altogether. I imagine that some of you have a that's what men are really known for is the silent treatment. That is a no-go in productive, beneficial communication. That is the fastest way to bring frustration and fear and contention is silence. Beneficial communication heals. Harmful communication hurts. So, why beneficial communication matters? Well, I'll tell you. Women feel emotionally safe when communication is good. Safety and connection and peace brings intimacy. Communication is how men show love. You can definitely show love through communication. Now, I know that you are probably easier for you to show love by doing something for her, right? Some kind of act or some kind of work that you can do for her, or maybe even you have a friend that you've been trying to court. If you're single out there and you're trying to find a gal and trying to flirt with a girl or communicate with her, you're like, well, I do work for her, I do chores for her, I maybe mow the lawn, or maybe it's you're out there trimming her trees for her and doing things, kind things for her, acts of service. It is a form of love language. However, if that is the only thing you do and you've never had conversation with her, never communicated well with her, just a short quick conversation of, hey, I'm going to mow your lawn, would you like me to mow your lawn? So, yeah, sure. And you never have a communication where you get to know her. Again, I get it. That's what makes you feel comfortable. And that's what you do best. Or maybe it's even gifts. You can buy a gift and well, this gift, I heard that a gift is worth 1,000 words. That by my gift, she'll know that I love her, or that I care about her, or that I want to spend time with her, that I do want a relationship with her. Well, I'm here to tell you, got to use your words. Women are verbal processors. Men, we got to catch up. We've got to learn to verbal process as well. They are great verbal processors, and we need to practice and do it well. So, communication is very important. It is how you can show love through your communication. It's not just words, it's your tone of voice, it's your presence, it's your patience, it's your actually listening as well. A lot of times, we do well listening, right? But we're doing the silent treatment and we don't communicate back. That will bring frustration. So we want to be able to communicate back. A calm man guides the atmosphere. Communication is how men can lead their homes. If you're married, it's a beautiful thing to be able to communicate, verbally communicate, bring good tone of voice, bring a blessing through your voice. Um, Interesting enough, we can tend to, as men, be negative. Everybody else out there, we tend to turn to like, oh, this is wrong and that's wrong. And is there anybody else out there? Or am I the only one? I'm gonna look at some comments now. But how is it that you communicate, and is there times that you feel like you have felt like your communication is negative, toxic even? Does that happen to you as well? Because this is an interesting thing, because our tone, our frustration, our fears can come out through our communication. And that does show fear and doubt. And we want to shrink back. And again, the interesting thing is, I think that there are levels of communication where it is how there are times we need to speak our truth of what we're feeling in that moment. But to communicate in such a toxic way can definitely suppress our wives and cause them to have fear and doubt, and even to creates a feeling of, man, you're always just bitter, you're always frustrated, you're always angry, you're always complaining. Men, we have to be a source of life as well. I know you need to release and you need to speak your truth, and you're feeling all these things. It makes sense. It happens. However, it's important that you understand words are seed. Your words matter. And so I'm reminded of, in talking right now, about Job. Now, it's funny, we did a deep dive on this at our epic intensive, talking about this and breaking down how Job actually, I truly believe, based on my understanding, my deep dive, that Job actually, was is Christians and religious leaders say, yo, you got to be like Job. He was a righteous man. Well, yeah, but that's how God sees all of us that choose him. He sees through a lens of his son, that we are righteous once we choose him. And of course, Job had chosen him, but Job had also gone down a road of negativity and toxicity. Literally, like, it's interesting because Satan comes to, who you got the scene in heaven where, you know, it says that Satan was coming in and saying, and God said to Satan, have you seen my son? Or have you seen Job? He's a righteous man. Well, I believe that you choosing God, he would say that about you as well. And so it's interesting when you look at these things and you say, well, Job was a righteous man. Yeah, he would say that about you as well if you chose him. And he would speak life over you. That's what he does. God is love. So that's how he speaks. Love, encouragement, edification. And he speaks of you as your identity, how he sees you. So, Job, though, it's very interesting. What would your wife, if you're married, what would your wife say about you? Or what would your friends say about you? Do you have a reputation of edification? In our content that we have, Connection DNA, we share about this stuff, about how connection and what it is to restore our DNA back to connection, like it was, I believe, in the garden. And so I'm jumping around here, but there's a point to it. And part of that, in that connection DNA, is, what is your reputation? Do you have a reputation for edification? The R in Shapers. Shapers is like our moral code, our it's a acronym that helps remind us of good things we should go after and pursue. And one of them is our reputation. One of them is, how are we when we speak? Are we known for edifying? Like, are we known, and do you even know what edifying means? To speak life and to speak, communicate with benefits. Now, in this case, Job was not. He was not. Look, it's interesting. I believe that God even brought attention to him by asking Satan, because he had saw that his attitude had gone in the toilet. Hello? It gone to hell, actually, like the way it was so negative and toxic. And matter of fact, It's like 30 something chapters of negativity and toxicity. I know we can get down, we can get frustrated, but the fruit that comes from our words when we're negative and toxic, it's very damaging. Now, there is some things we can lead in with when we are feeling frustrated and we're lacking confidence. We can say that to those we love and trust, whether it's a friend, a brother, that you're just like, man, I really need some feedback here. I need some confidence here. Even your spouse, if you've developed such a close connection to your spouse, you can even express it to her and say, this is not me. I need to just release some things that I'm really feeling lack of confidence, or I'm really feeling some frustrations here in this situation we're facing. I'm feeling some fear. You be straight up about it. And then you communicate clearly about that. It's amazing what can happen through that process and how things can be clarified and how that can be beneficial for you to release. So what? We can receive a different story. So we can receive something different from our spouse, from our loved ones that truly care about us, and we trust and know that they will lift us up when we are feeling down. Or a brother that you trust that, especially if you're single and you don't quite have a wife yet, these are some of the things we do need to release, some toxins. And yes, our Epic 30 process, come on. That is the number one thing that I will challenge you to go to first. But I know at times we need to verbalize things. We need to release some things. Papa does tell us to release it to him, though. Cast all your cares on him, for he can handle it. He loves you. Woo! Okay, so I'm getting warmed up now here. Communication is how you will lead your home, though. It is. It is a big part of it. And communication builds, we talk about the 3 C's of love, 3 C's of intimacy. This is one thing that will help develop the rest. And it's part of in tandem. You get confident, you communicate better, and you're more committed. So the 3 C's, this is the middle one, but it's a very vital part of the process. You've got more confidence, but then when you communicate well, it creates more confidence. When you communicate well, it shows that you're committed to this relationship and what is taking place in the relationship. The secret about women and communication: women don't want perfect words. I'm going to say that again. You hear me, men? Women verbally process a lot more than men, statistically. Now, I probably keep up with them pretty good. I've been known to talk a lot, imagine that. But really, women are verbal processors. And so women don't want perfect words, they want connection. Women hear tone before they hear content, and emotion before logic. Hear me? Tone of voice and emotions matter with women. Can you be positive? Can you smile? Can you say it with confidence and love? Very important. Your calm presence in the midst of chaos or frustration or even the ups and downs of life, it means a lot to women. It does. So all these things are part of the practical application of your communication. Clear, precise, concise. All right, here's some practical ways. I know you get frustrated and we get going, right? Especially me. I'm, you know, getting my coffee going here. But when men are rushed, women feel unsafe. So slow your pace a little bit when you're going to communicate with her. Take a breath. Slow your tone and calm your tone with confidence. It's very important. Speak calmly. This alone will fix 70% of conflict. Communication is a huge part of conflict resolution. So when you're facing conflict in your relationships, especially with women and your spouse, 70% of conflict can be resolved through a calm, stable, strong tone, confident tone. And even in communication, state what you feel, what you need. Be able to, be able to say, I do feel overwhelmed in this situation. And I know, men, that at times you need time to respond, time to think it through. So say that. Give me a few minutes. Can we revisit this tomorrow morning? Can we revisit it tonight? I need 10 minutes, even 20 minutes to just process. And then process, men. Write it down. I've talked to several of you who get stuck in the process of communication. The verbal communication just isn't coming out. Write it down then. Take the time to write it. Journal, release, write down your thoughts. Because sometimes your thoughts are all disjumbled, and when you write it, it becomes clear. And then you may even in the beginning have to just read those thoughts of what you're dealing with, what you're struggling with. Again, this is primarily addressing married men right now, but even if you're dating. Now, if you're single, I would suggest that you find someone you trust and love and know. Could be a friend that's a guy, it could be a friend that's a girl, but really it's part of the process as well of communication, beneficial communication. Clear and kind will build trust. Listen to things when you're men, when we're communicating well with um our wives, communicating well with our girlfriends, and doing our best to be able to communicate a beneficial communication. The key to beneficial communication is clarity, calmness. But don't communicate, especially if a woman is expressing to you her challenges and things she's dealing with. We don't want to fix it. That is not beneficial. What we want to do is to listen and connect and validate. Now, men, I know it's not natural for you to validate, but if you can learn this skill, I promise you, you will have an epic marriage, and you will have lots of dates that will lead to marriage, right? We talk about finding love, keeping it, and making it epic. Through marriage, I'm very huge proponent of marriage. I believe marriage is a key to life, that if we can master the relationship and marriage, we're going to have better results all the way around. So I just want to challenge you in your communication to be clear and precise, but also in validating. What does validation mean? Well, it's to hear her and truly listen and not repeat back what she said, but be able to acknowledge those emotions and those feelings that she's having in that moment. Man, can't imagine how you must feel working through that. Acknowledge the emotions. It doesn't mean, by the way, this is where men make the mistake. Well, I don't want to agree with that. She's down, and I don't want to add to her depression or add to her frustration, and I don't want to acknowledge that. It's going to empower it. No, it's not. What's really happening is they're tense, they're frustrated, they've got emotions, and you face that as well, and they need to release. So by communicating and you validating, they know they're not going crazy. So then they're able to release and have a new thought, have a new story come forth, but they got to release the old one first. So let's get to the flirt, the fun part, the flirting, because I know that, I said I promised I was going to do that, and I have an appointment to jump onto next. So I want to close this out. I do have an appointment this morning. Hopefully he's on here. Good morning, by the way. What's up? God is good. Thanks, Paul. And thanks, rural pastor. I think it was Michael, Pastor Michael. Good morning. Thanks for joining me again. So now talking back to, I got some chats going here. So thanks, guys, for the chats. And thanks for, acknowledging me as I'm going here. It's really awesome. Appreciate it. It does matter. Now let's talk a little bit to close this out about flirting. We're going to take a few minutes here about flirting, the fun part, right? Flirting is lighthearted communication that keeps love alive, helps you find love, keep love, and make it epic. Flirting's a part of it. It says to a woman that I'm pursuing you. It says to a woman, I want you. If you're married, it says I still want you. And this is important to not only do when you're courting your wife, but when you are also continuing to court her for the rest of your life. You know, I had a horrible reputation. It's a whole nother story when I was younger about being a womanizer. And again, not proud of it for sure, for what that was all about. However, because I was such a womanizer and flirting, I got really good at that. And what I say now is that what I help men to do is become a womanizer of one woman. Focus on your wife, flirting with her, and pursuing her for life. It makes your marriage epic. And so, again, but flirting, even as a single man, it shows that you still see them, that they are valuable. And it sends a message that you matter to me and I desire you. Every woman, I'm telling you, is designed and created to be desired. Every man wants to feel like he is a great protector, like he is respected for who he is and what he brings to the table and how hard he works and how he's willing to go the extra mile for his family. That's what men feel and feel confident and builds confidence and accomplishments. All right. So men who flirt with their wives or girlfriends build long lasting connections. It's a powerful tool, but it's not just our words, by the way. It's eye contact, it's smiling, it's leaning in a little bit, showing that you care. So when you look at their eyes and you say, you look beautiful today, it goes further than just words. Little compliments. You look nice today. I like when you smile. I love your smile. I love how your hair is today. It looks amazing. You make the house, our home, so peaceful. You're such an incredible wife, such an amazing mother. If she is the mother of your children, or if she is a mother, complimenting that in which she is has done and accomplished is her children. That's a big deal to every woman as well. So even physical touch when you're communicating. Are you touching the hand? Maybe even placing your hand on her back and lean in closer, pulling her in, a soft, even gentle hug. And this is good and beneficial, even if you're just dating. It's part of showing love and affection and connection. Keep it safe, keep it simple, and keep it respectful. Now, some playful teasing is always cool as well. Gentle, fun, loving, but not harsh. And especially if you're dating, that seems to be an appropriate thing, but also into marriage so that they feel like you are pursuing them still. So, a couple more things here just to give you some phrases for single men in particular, things you can say that are subtle, more confident type ways of communicating. Phrases you can say is, hey, I love the way you carry yourself. You carry yourself with such confidence. And it's super amazing to see the posture you have and show you notice her confidence, not just her looks. I really enjoyed talking with you. Being able to, even when you have a conversation with someone, even a woman that you're out at a party or out with friends and you meet this new gal and you're communicating with her and you're forming, by the way, family, occupation, recreation message is learning more about her, finding out about her strengths, finding out about her interests, goals, and needs. But to flirt with her is like say something beneficial and complimenting her, as in, I really enjoyed this communication we had today. I enjoyed talking with you. Or you really have a beautiful smile. I really love your brown eyes. Or I think you have beautiful blue eyes. I really enjoy and appreciate the smile that you have. Your smile is amazing. Can you say something to just show that you have an interest, to just show that you did enjoy being with her. Can you say, I'd really enjoy getting to know you more? Can we go to coffee sometime and just get to know each other? And like we spoke about yesterday, Chantel and I, if she says, well, I would like to be friends, say, great, me too. That's getting to know someone, and friends first. What if you heard the words, can we be friends? I just want to be friends, as a blessing and a benefit? It really is. Because if you just keep it lighthearted and yet pursue her as friends, that is the powerful beginning. I noticed you right away when I entered the room. I saw you across the room. You look amazing. You make our conversation so easy. You're such a great communicator. I'd like to take you out. Are you open to that? Just to go and have some coffee or maybe have some dinner and get to know each other a little bit more? And she may even say, whoa, I want to go Dutch if we do. I'm glad to. Or me and some friends, she might keep it about the friend zone. That's okay. What did you hear? I got a chance. I'm doing well. And you're remembering me saying to you as a single person that best friends make best wives. That's what you want to become in marriage, anyways. So when you hear that, you're no longer going to be feeling like a victim. Oh, here I am again. Nope. You're going to know and appreciate that she is interested in becoming friends, and best friends make the best wives, best spouses. So, flirting for married men. You look incredible today. And even pulling her close and giving her a kiss when you say it, making that eye contact, maybe even grabbing, groping her in the hiney. Man, if you're married, come on. This is good to flirt and be physical with our wives in a confident but gentle, loving way. And how did I get so lucky to marry you? Do you know how much I really love you and desire you? You are the most beautiful, gorgeous woman on the planet. You see, there's so much more freedom and so much more expression when you get married, and continue to think and learn new things that you can say to them. I still get so turned on when I see you. Men, do you follow me? Women want to know that, hey, I'm not turning into some old bag, right? They really want to know that you are still attracted to them, and that you think they are beautiful, that you think they are gorgeous, that you think they are super hot and super attractive. They want to know that. And by the way, by saying those things causes them to feel more confident in themselves and causes them to continue to take care of themselves, whether it's exercise, whether it's eating appropriately, and whether it's continuing to feel healthy and stronger to where they can do more things and confident in what they are and who they are. It's real and it's possible. Come here. I just want to give you a hug. That's another phrase you could say. And then do it. Confident and inviting. I love spending time with you. You're my most favorite person on the planet. Number one to me on the planet. I love you. Let's Let's do something special this week. Kind of setting her up, right? You have your designated date night. By the way, our recommendation for married men and single men is to have a designated date night. That shows that they are important to you. So every Saturday night, we recommend that because we believe you give your best to your spouse after rest. Your best after rest. We believe in rest on Saturday, and rejuvenating, ceasing from what you normally do, unplugging from social media if that's what you normally do. Most of you normally do that, I guarantee. And then resting, rejuvenating, recalibrating, and then give your best to your wife or your girlfriend on Saturday night. It's a powerful flow, a powerful process. And then you can set her up for that and start talking about it early in the week. Man, I'm so looking forward to our date night this Saturday. I can't wait to spend some time with you. Another thing is our GWs. Make sure you're doing your gratitudes and worthies. That's in our Epic 30 process. Hit me up I'll get that process to you. We can talk about it even one of these early mornings because it is a powerful way of empowering and communicating well and communicating with purpose. Flirting matters. Be playful, have fun with it, and even the way you flirt matters. Smiling, making great eye contact, and letting her feel the love that you have for her. All right, man. Well, I've got a jet. I've got another appointment. Thanks for Nathan. If you're watching, thanks for your patience. I wanted to finish this up, the thoughts and some phrases for flirting. Compliments, sincerity, eye contact, confidence, leaning in, it matters. And even when it comes to your wife, lots of touch, lots of affection, lots of kisses. And I love you many, many, many times per day. Many times. Can you do it 10 times today? Let's start with 4 times. Can you say, I love you 4 times to your wife today? Twice in the morning, twice in the afternoon, twice in the evening. That's 6. Can you do it through text, through call? And tell her how much you love her and why you love her, what you love best about her. Flirt with her. Tell her she is the sexiest woman on the planet. Seriously. God bless you, man. I hope this is helpful. Please make some comments if you're replay or if you're live. Love seeing those comments. Love hearing from you. We'll see you tomorrow, 5 a.m. God bless.